In the heart of Africa's driest regions, where the sun bakes the ground into something closer to pottery than soil, farmers still coax green life from the dust. There's no truck delivering bags of fertilizer, no irrigation system humming in the background, just the sound of wind, the smell of earth, and hands that know exactly what to add to bring the ground back to life. You might expect some rare mineral or expensive imported amendment, but the secret? It's something so humble and so available that most people overlook it entirely. A jug of diluted molasses water, a splash of whey, and a fermented mash made from leftover grain. That's it. 3 ingredients, combined in the right way, that can turn a patch of lifeless dirt into fertile soil capable of growing enough food to feed a family. This isn't folklore. It's a method that has been quietly passed down for generations among farmers who work some of the most unforgiving land on earth. And when you understand how it works, you'll realize you can use the same approach in your own garden. Whether you're fighting sandy soil, hard clay, or tired beds that have been planted year after year. Today, we're breaking down exactly how this lost recipe works, why it transforms the soil so quickly, and how you can start using it at home with almost no cost at all. In much of the world, harsh land is treated as a problem to be fixed with outside inputs. Farmers bring in fertilizers, dig deep trenches, or replace the topsoil entirely. But in these African farming traditions, the approach is different. They see the soil as something that can be healed, not replaced. A living system that, when given the right nourishment, will rebuild itself from the inside out. That's why the focus isn't just on adding nutrients, but on feeding the soil life. Plants don't eat molasses, whey, or grain mash directly. Microbes do, and it's those microbes, from bacteria to fungi to earthworms, that process raw organic matter into plant-ready nutrients. When you boost their numbers and diversity, you're not just improving one crop, you're creating a self-sustaining cycle of fertility. The recipe starts with diluted molasses water. Molasses is pure microbial candy, a source of simple sugars that soil bacteria can digest immediately. When you add it to dry, depleted soil, you're giving these microbes the quick energy they need to reproduce rapidly. This population boom is the first step toward rebuilding healthy soil. Next comes whey, a byproduct of cheesemaking and yogurt straining. Whey contains proteins, minerals like calcium and magnesium, and lactic acid bacteria. These lactic acid bacteria are especially powerful in breaking down organic matter and suppressing harmful pathogens in the soil. By introducing them, you're adding a cleanup crew that works alongside the other microbes to make nutrients more available to plants. Finally, there's the fermented mash made from leftover grain, often millet, sorghum, or maize in the original tradition. Farmers soak the grain until it begins to ferment, producing a mixture rich in natural enzymes, beneficial yeasts, and partially digested carbohydrates. When poured onto the soil, this feeds a wider range of microbes, including fungi, which play a crucial role in building soil structure and helping plants draw in water and nutrients through their roots. When all three are combined, the effect is synergistic. The molasses wakes up the bacteria, the whey adds diversity and minerals, and the fermented mash supports fungi and long-term soil health. It's, a complete meal for the underground ecosystem. Harsh soils, whether they're sandy, compacted, or depleted, are often low in both organic matter and biological life. Without microbes to process nutrients, even the best fertilizer won't perform well. What this African method does is restart the biological engine. Instead of force-feeding plants with chemical fertilizers, you feed the microbes that make nutrients available naturally, at a pace plants can handle. In sandy soils, the improved microbial activity helps hold moisture and build humus, preventing nutrients from washing away. In clay-heavy soils, the increased fungal growth helps break apart compacted particles, creating channels for air and water. In both cases, the result is soil that's more porous, more fertile, and more resilient against drought or heavy rain. You don't need African grain or special equipment to try this yourself. Honestly, you can start small, even in a backyard bed or a raised planter. Just dissolve 2 to 3 tablespoons of unsulfured molasses in a gallon of water. Then add half a cup of liquid whey. That could be from homemade yogurt, kefir, or maybe a local dairy source. For the fermented mash, soak a cup of oats, barley, rice, or even some stale bread in water for 2 to 3 days, until it has a tangy smell and a slight fizz. Stir everything together and pour it directly onto your soil, ideally after you've lightly watered so it soaks in quickly. For garden beds, a once-a-month application during the growing season is enough to see results. In very poor soil, though, you can apply every 2 weeks at first. Over time, you'll notice better water retention, richer color in your plants, and more earthworms when you dig. One of the earliest signs this recipe is working is a change in soil smell, from dry or dusty to earthy and sweet. You may also see small fungal threads when you pull back mulch, which is actually an indicator that beneficial fungi are colonizing the soil. Plant roots will begin to look healthier, with fine white root hairs extending into the soil rather than clumping in hard balls. If you're in an area with little organic matter to start with, adding this recipe alongside mulch or compost will, really speed up the transformation. The microbes will process the organic matter faster, creating humus that lasts far longer than raw plant waste. While this African method is powerful, it works best as part of a broader soil stewardship plan. That means protecting the soil surface with mulch, avoiding deep tillage that disrupts microbial networks, and planting cover crops when beds aren't in use. The more continuous the food supply for microbes, the stronger and more self-sustaining your soil will become. And here's where this method truly shines. It's not dependent on store-bought fertilizers. By using molasses, whey, and leftover grain, you're relying on materials that are often considered waste in other systems. That makes this approach not just sustainable, but regenerative. It turns low-value byproducts into the foundation for abundant harvests. There's something deeply satisfying about using a method with roots in centuries-old tradition. These farmers didn't have soil tests, microscopes, or chemical formulas. They had observation, patience, and a deep respect for the living world beneath their feet. They learned that healthy soil isn't built overnight, but it can be awakened quickly with the right nourishment. In our modern gardens, we often jump straight to quick fixes, but the truth is, nothing beats the resilience of a soil ecosystem that can feed itself. By reviving this lost African recipe, you're not just boosting your yields, you're restoring the natural processes that make gardening easier year after year. So whether you're facing dry sand, sticky clay, or a bed that just won't produce like it used to, give this recipe a try. Watch as your soil transforms from lifeless dust into a living, breathing partner in your gardening. If you found this guide valuable, and you're ready to uncover more time-tested soil and plant-growing secrets from around the world, make sure to subscribe to Hydro Haven and share this video with a fellow gardener. Together, we can keep these traditions alive and our gardens thriving, no matter how harsh the land.